Hello, Fredak here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, today is Monday. What are we looking at? August the 11th. It's August the 11th. It's Monday. It's about 8 p.m. East Coast time. Up against daylight. First up, I want to thank you all for being here today. Fredak has notes. As I always start off with, the scammers. Be wary of the scammers. There's ones out there promising they're going to help you. Was it Reagan that said, "We're here from the government and we're here to help you"? Most dangerous words you could ever hear. Be careful of the scammers. They're all out there offering this and that, some kind of drop down, drop off. Click the button below. Well, I'm going to help you and you can get this gig and that gig. It's coming out of the woodwork. Let's get to the notes here. Why no drop? XRP is at about $3.13. We had a bump up a couple of days ago, over $3.30. The thought was, hey, it's going to start to go. Well, it's not going to start to go. And I'm going to get into that why in a moment. My suggestion would be, if you're not subscribed, you best subscribe to Fredak. I don't have any get-rich-quick schemes down below. Join the course, buy the hat, the pen, the t-shirt, the this, the that. Buy XRP, sit tight on it. Wait for it to come rolling in. We've got the cost of carry. Let's go into the cost of carry. What is the cost of carry? The cost of carry, like gold or anything that does not have a return on it, and XRP does not, and the other cryptos do not yet. That may change. So if you buy $10,000 worth of XRP, or of gold, or of anything else, and you sit tight on it, and 1 year to the day later, it's worth the same $10,000. You've carried this along. The cost to carry the trade is whatever the interest rate is, whatever you could have gained on a CD or short-term 1 year interest rate, treasury, 2 year note. Let's just call it 4%. You've lost out on 4%. There's the cost to carry. The cost of the trade to carry it along. Same thing if you buy gold. You might even have to shell out a little bit of money for a lockbox to have your gold safe. If you buy $100,000 worth of gold, you're probably not going to keep it underneath your bed. You'll probably have to rent at the bank some kind of a lockbox. So that's the cost to carry for the trade. Alrighty, saw something interesting earlier today. 3 reasons investors should be concerned about XRP in the coming months. Very interesting. 3 reasons investors should be concerned. You can Google and look it up. I try to avoid embarrassing things with notes about the specifics of who's behind it. But, okay, we are going to try to debunk some of this. Why was there no drop in price? Hello, I'm glad you asked. So, you're getting this information out there that XRP is going to be dangerous over the next couple of months. The bugs are coming out. That's fantastic. You have to speed this along. Why no drop in the price? I'm glad you asked. 3 reasons. Let's debunk them. The first one. The entity that's behind this, as in many of them, are in business to make money. So this is only my opinion, not business advice, not financial advice, just the ideas swirling around in Fredak's head. I'm a New York City cynic. That's how I am by nature. My thinking is that why would somebody put a hit piece out on XRP or a pro XRP? When I see that on some kind of penny stock that I've never heard of, I become leery that it's a pump and dump. Let's pump it up in price, sell ours, short it like mad, and then release something onto the market about how we're diluting it tremendously and buy them all back and make a few $1 million. And it's legal. That's the craziest thing about it. White collar crime in the financial world, by and large, it's legal. Think about it. How many people would not want to make $80 million and pay a $12 million fine without admitting or denying anything and keep all your licenses and go right about doing what you've been doing? Net, your head, $68 million. And where does that money go with the fine that's paid? It's another good question. Alrighty, so let's go back to debunking these 3 investor reasons. And I'm glad you asked. Hello! Many of these entities would sell their soul. They'll sell their soul to the highest bidder. You'll give me the most money? I'll write something about whatever you want. This particular stock, ABCD, is going to the moon, or this particular cryptocurrency is going to zero. Whatever you want. Alright, they had 3 reasons in there. Let's start with reason number 1. It states, it's not widely held. It's not very widely held. It's not held by many. Okay, hello, guess what? I could look at that from the reverse way. I don't want it widely held. I want to know that the big money is holding this thing. You're going to tell me that that's the reason why I should be concerned about XRP? Because it's not widely held? The vast majority of everybody out there, the Fred Acts of the world, don't own 2,000-3,000 of them? You mean to tell me there's a small group that owns the bulk of this? Does that sound so bad? Probably not. But yet they post that as one of the 3 reasons why you need to be concerned. I look at it the exact opposite of that. Alrighty, let's go into fact number 2. The SEC case. They say it's not a sure thing, it's not done deal. Well, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, it's not that it's done deal or not done deal. The Senate could definitely look at it and say, how is XRP, the thing that was picked out 6, 7, 8 years ago to be targeted to stunt their growth? The cynic in me kind of thinks maybe that was the one that they were the most worried about. We need to stop this at the border, right here at the trenches, before it takes off. We don't want that. It's just my opinion. 3rd reason was the tariffs. The tariffs. Hello! It states the tariffs will slow trading between countries. Hello! I'm glad you asked. I'm on the exact opposite of all that. The tariffs might actually be a positive. Because shortly down the road, I think the individuals are going to start to wake up and realize that the big financial institutions have way too much power and control over all of us. And the only way to get some of that power back is something like XRP. Something that gives the small person the opportunity to say, hey, you know what? F you. I've got mine. And you're not going to screw me over. Okay, but those are some of the things that I think. The more individuals, this is the possible reality that's out there. The more individuals that start to realize that they need to take control of the monetary power from the big institutions, the more this is going to spread out to the little people. Makes sense. As you know, knowledge is power. I've professed it for many, many postings on here. Mr. Peabody, yes, Sherman, let's set the Wayback Machine. Oh, let's go back 1.5 years, 2 years ago. XRPs in the 37 cents range. Fred Axe sees it as an opportunity, starts buying it. Friend of mine says, why don't you post something on YouTube about why this might take off? That was in October. Generational wealth. A lot of people out there, a lot of big talking heads have picked up on that generational wealth. And a lot of people did watch that posting. You can go back to it. It stays current. I explained why something like XRP, which was at 52 cents, had 3 solid weeks before it took off past $3, backed off into the low 2s. Posted many times about many different reasons why you might want to own this thing and sit tight with it. You don't have to put a boatload of money into it. Whatever you're comfortable with, just forget that you own it and see if it goes to 2,500, 3,500, 6,000 for each one of them, which could happen. Some of the things that are out there, everybody talks about the charts, the breakout point, the this, the that. The bottom line is that I'm not a big fan of any of all that. Why? Because they are self-fulfilling prophecies. And if you think about it in the big picture, you need a lot of people on board with whatever it is. If it's a stock, A, B, C, D, or the support, the resistance level, or this crypto or that, most people are not on board with the crypto world. They might have heard of XRP, they probably haven't. But how many people are really involved with it? Not a lot. And that's not going to change until you get regulation, which I have spoken about. So they, whoever they are talking about 3.66 is the breakout. Why is that? If not enough people are following it, it's not going to be it won't be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Think about that. You need enough people that are watching that 3.66 breakout point. Then if it goes to $3.67 and it starts that breakout, a person could say, well, there's tens of millions of investors out there that are jumping on board with this because they are very confident that they have the large herd behind them of momentum pushing this thing higher. If that makes any sense. Institutions. You got institutions, utility. If utility starts, if we start to get utility, that's what changes everything. When you get utility. Regulation is the best price for everybody. When the individual starts to realize that they belong in something like XRP, that will change the price. There are so many potential catalysts to change the price upwards. Alrighty, trying to keep this short. May all your days be winning ones. Subscribe. Don't miss out on Fredak.